A Livingston state representative is questioning whether Hardin officials and American police force have violated the Montana Constitution. Representative Robert Ebinger says he became aware of the situation after the Cascade and Park County sheriffs came to him asking questions about APF. Color 8's Nick Law brings us that story.
Well, right now, I'm confused.
And that confusion led the Livingston state representative to say this during Tuesday's Law and Justice meeting in Helena.
My suggestion was to have them possibly come to our December 18th meeting.
The committee decided that wasn't necessary and instead will be sending a letter to Hardin officials looking for answers.
There's all these different rumors and conjectures as to what's going on, and it doesn't seem like there's enough answers out for the public and for the state.
But the lack of information isn't the only thing concerning Ebinger. He says recent APF activity may have also violated Article 2, Section 33 of the Montana Constitution, titled Importation of Armed Persons.
No armed person or persons or armed body of men shall be brought into this state for the preservation of the peace or the suppression of domestic violence unless upon the application of the legislature or of the governor when the legislature cannot be convened.
Ebinger isn't certain APF or the city of Hardin's actions have violated any laws yet, but he believes with so much mystery surrounding the situation, somebody needs to get involved.
But they talk about people being able to come in at a moment's notice, to put forces together, and I just think if we're having statements like that being made, we should find out who these people are and what the deal is over there in Hardin.
Reporting in Billings, Nick Law, Color 8 News.
Meanwhile, FBI officials told us yesterday they're aware of the situation in Hardin, but they have no further comment on whether they're looking into it. Two Rivers Authority officials say the contract with APF is still not final. Vice President Al Peterson says the contract is on its second or third rewrite. Peterson says the deal still hinges on tax laws, but he expects to have the contract approved by Two Rivers Authority's next meeting, October 5th.
Emotions ran high at a news conference held by the Public Relations Director for American Police Force.
Becky Shea says her job has become more stressful than she would have ever imagined. Here is Color 8's Sarah Gravely.
Here I am, feeling the best I've ever felt about myself, at a great point in my life.
That was Becky Shea, spokeswoman for American Police Force, on Monday. Just 4 days later,
I'm running short on energy and smiles.
Her level of stress was apparent as reporters kept asking for information about APF.
Is there anything you have seen to lead you to believe that there is the company is broader than Michael Hilton?
Yes. And I'm sorry.
In the last 4 days, the legitimacy of the company Shea works for has been called into question. An Associated Press investigation revealed the company's leader, Michael Hilton, has numerous aliases, has filed for bankruptcy twice, and has served 6 years in prison for grand theft. Shea says she was not surprised about the news, but when asked if that calls into question the legitimacy of APF's current venture in Hardin,
I'm in a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation, because I have been authorized to say the documents speak for themselves, and that's my best answer.
Conservative radio talk shows have also picked up on the story. As a result, Shea says her job has changed greatly.
I've got a underground radio personality from Austin, Texas, shoving a cell phone in my face.
In the 45-minute press conference held Friday, Shea received 17 voicemails.
I have retained 2 people just to keep pace with my cell phones and my voicemails.
She says she's also received some threats to her personal safety, and APF is supplying her with at least one person to protect her security. Reporting in Billings, Sarah Gravely, Color 8 News.
Shea tells us she is trying to encourage the company to release more information. She says the company has never been scrutinized as closely as it's been since the deal with Two Rivers was announced.
Well, several groups are looking at possible legal action against a California security firm trying to take over the Hardin jail.
The lawyer for American Police Force leaves his post as Montana's top attorney, submits a 10-page investigative probe into the group, where the extensive criminal history of APF's representative Michael Hilton is revealed.
As Color 8's Nick Law reports, the Attorney General's investigation may be just the beginning of legal problems for APF.
Captain.
Captain Michael Hilton.
Amid concerns over APF leader Michael Hilton's criminal past, the Montana Attorney General's office has launched an investigation and is asking APF to provide answers by October 12th in a 10-page civil investigative demand. The document poses questions including wanting APF to identify each state the group has provided service in, identify each U.S. agency APF has worked with in the past, and wants APF to provide a list of all individuals employed by the group. In addition to the request, an attorney representing California defense company Allied Defense Systems sent a letter demanding Michael Hilton stop saying he's affiliated or related to the company. The letter states if he doesn't, they reserve the right to file suit against him.
We have a company in California.
The Serbian government is also looking into possible legal action against APF and Hilton. Many have suggested the badge Hilton uses as APF's logo is a mere image of the Serbian coat of arms. Serbian officials say they're taking the necessary steps to see if any laws were broken. Hilton told Color 8 a few weeks ago the logo is his family's crest and he used it as a tribute to his grandfather. California attorney Mazi Mafi also stepped down from the group earlier this week. During a phone conversation, Mafi told Color 8 he wanted to see more concrete evidence of the project before moving forward. He stressed just because he never saw the evidence doesn't mean it doesn't exist. He's hoping to see the project succeed. Reporting in Billings, Nick Law, Color 8 News.
And Color 8's Nick Law spoke with Michael Hilton earlier this afternoon, but he declined to comment on any of his legal matters.
Today we learned there are some changes to California security company American Police Force's website. Tomorrow, board members with Two Rivers Authority will meet to discuss changes to their contract with that company. On Sunday morning, there were some visible changes to American Police Force's website. What previously read American Police Force now uses the company's formal name, American Private Police Force. Another notable change is the company's crest. The previous crest was a near copy of the Serbian coat of arms. On Friday, Color 8 News first reported the Serbian government was looking into possible legal action against APF for using that crest. The group's leader, Captain Michael Hilton, says the crest was a family crest and he used it to honor his grandfather. APF spokeswoman Becky Shea says she is not aware of any lawsuit being filed from the consulate, and Hilton made the change as, quote, the quickest thing he could do to diffuse tension with the old logo. She would not elaborate on exactly what those tensions were. Along with changes to the company's image come changes to the potential contract with Hardin's Economic Development Group, Two Rivers Authority.
We really felt this was the best option for Hardin.
Spokesman Al Peterson says board members will meet Monday afternoon to discuss the contract, which has recently been looked over by an independent tax expert. Peterson says some of the language has been changed to ensure the bond, held by U.S. Bank, remains tax exempt. If TRA board members approve the contract, it will still need to be approved by APF and bondholders at U.S. Bank. Peterson adds that the bond is a revenue bond, meaning residents of Hardin will never be responsible for paying it back. It can only be paid for by income from the Hardin jail itself. Tomorrow's meeting will be open to the public, but it is up to the group's president to determine if there will be a public comment period. The meeting will start at 3 o'clock. It's held at Hardin City Hall. Now, Becky Shea says if TRA approves the contract, APF will move quickly to sign off as well.